Now, in this video, we will going to discuss about the new product financial control. The success of new products is usually measured in terms of their financial results. Since a new product is a result of the various activities from different functional perspectives, such as engineering, manufacturing, testing, marketing, etc. So, new product financial control. So that means what will going to be the cost of this product right from the conceptual to the final delivery or to the market. So that is what is the finance, product finance. We want to have a control. So for that, engineering, that is, it may be included conceptual and also the design. Then comes manufacturing, and then after manufacturing, assembly, then comes testing. So then what the marketing. So what are all the what is the expenditure which is going to be incurred for all those things put together will going to become the product finance. It is important to plan the investment for making the new product and control the cost carefully. So that means we want to plan for all these individual activities before actually going for the actual product development. It is customary to have all the necessary information in order to control the financial aspect related to the new product development. The following estimations are based in this regard. Point number 1, estimate the present financial status of the company. So that means if you want to develop a new product, before actually going for that, first we should estimate the financial status of the company. Can we go or can we enter into a new product development? Determine the financial feasibility of the product during conceptual phase by developing cost estimation based on the designer's idea. So that means what will going to be the financial feasibility of the product in the conceptual stage or the conceptual phase only. That who will going to develop this conceptual phase? It will be developed by the designer. So you have to take the ideas of the designer. Estimate the required investment that would be necessary for each stage of the product development. So that is from engineering, manufacturing, testing, marketing, all those things. We will going to estimate the required investment. Framing the cost benefit discussion that need to take place between the product development team and the senior management to move the product through the development process. Because so the product development team has to be involved, and also this has to be interacted with the senior management so that they can be able to take the decisions and then move into the development process. Estimate costs involved for working staff, materials, technology, new equipment or process, product design, prototyping, overhead costs, market research, product promotion, distributors, etc. So what are all the costs involved? The costs involved are the working staff. Who are all the working staffs in that department, involved in the product development? What are all the materials required? What is the technology you require? So whether you want to purchase a new equipment or we want to have the product design, prototyping, maybe some softwares which has to be procured, then overhead cost. Then overhead cost means the transportation costs involved in the various organizations or different within the organization or within the particular area, market locations. Market research, what is the cost involved in for making the market research, and then after the product is been developed, we need to do for product promotion, then distributors, the distributor cost, etc. All those things which should be considered while estimating the product cost. Analyze costs for various risks associated with product development and launching. Suppose there may be risks involved. Suppose there are some areas wherein you will going to lose the scrap the material. Sometimes it may happen. All those overhead costs, and also the burden on the transportations which are involved, unnecessary transportations which are going to be involved. All those things has to be taken care of, the various risks. Suppose if some accident takes place, all those things which should be considered. Estimate feasible market share and forecasting demand for likely profit. With the above information, the company can estimate the overall cost involved in new product development and in turn estimate the product price. So including all these things, finally you will going to get the product price. That is going to be the estimation, including the discounted or minimum sale. So what will going to be the cost of the product if I will going to have this much amount of sale in this particular area, so in this particular year. So that should be the minimum. To minimum, for that you will going to keep the price. Then comes the financial control technique. Exercising the financial control through various activities, adoptions of strategies and techniques. A few major techniques are briefed as follows. One is the budgetary control. In the development of a new product, a budget may be referred as a numerical estimate or a plan prepared in advance depicting the overall costs from the initial product stage through its delivery. So then comes the budgetary control involves comparing the budgeted figures with the actual performance or planned expenditures for calculating the variances and taking corrective actions. So once we have the budgetary control, initially before development, we will going to have a budget. So that budget we will going to have some figure. Then once we start developing the product, so from the conceptual stage till to the delivery, so we will going to take all the costs which are involved. Then we will going to finally we will going to make a comparison between the budgetary control and as well as the actual product. But while doing so, also you will have some of the major criteria which will going to be considered, because the budget, when you are doing in the budget, it may take about 2 years well in advance. But you have to predict the product after another. You are launching the product after 2 years. So in such cases, there is a gap of about 2 years. In such cases, what happens, because of the fluctuation in the market, there may be rise in the cost of the materials involved, or it may be the technology, or whatever it is. There may be a transportation way fluctuations. All those things which are going to be there. So those things also should be considered well in advance when you are taking into the budgetary. As far as possible, the budgetary and also the actuals should be matching, or 10 to 15% variation, but it should not be more than that. Then comes the return on investment. It evaluates the efficiency of an investment. Return on investment is calculated by using the formula net profit before interest and taxes. Net profit before interest and taxes, so that is the total one, divided by the total investment will going to be the return on investment into 100. Return on investment is part of a series of statistical measures representing the various phases of a company's operation that contribute to this ratio. Then comes the break-even analysis. It's a financial control technique widely used to determine the number of units the business needs to sell in order to avoid losses. Break even. So that means it neither be a profit nor it will going to be a loss. It will be break even. This can be ascertained by evaluating the break even point using the formula fixed cost divided by price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So that is the break even point. Here this will going to be the break even point. No profit, no loss. So if it goes beyond this, it will become loss. If it goes above that, then it will going to become the profit. So that is the main thing which will going to be inferred by this particular graphs. And this will going to be the fixed cost, and this will going to be the variable cost. So this line will going to be the total revenue. So this will going to be the total cost. Total revenue minus total cost will going to give you the profit. So if the revenue is high here and the total cost it will going to be here, then this becomes the minus value. So obviously that will going to be a -1. So it will going to be a loss. So at the break-even point, the total sales equals to the total expenses. That's what. The business does not experience any loss nor profit beyond the break-even point. The company experiences profits. So the business does not experience any loss nor profit when it is in the break-even point. Beyond the break-even point, the company experiences profits. Identifying the break-even points helps to provide a dynamic view of the relationship between sales, costs, and profit at the different levels. So that means it is the minimum what you will going to be involved. Fixed cost means costs of building, machineries, systems, etc. These are constant, but it will not going to be varied. Variable costs, which are those, the costs of labor, that means the laborer has to be given with promotions or increments. So that is varying, the salary will going to be varied. And the material, depending upon the market fluctuation, the material keeps on changing, so that becomes the variable cost. Vary at constant rate, and there is only one selling price. Even though the market is fluctuating, we cannot have the sales also in fluctuation. So that means the selling price has to be only one. Then comes the ratio analysis. It is one of the important tools to financial control and is used to judge the financial performance of the company. Ratio is computed by taking the proportion of one financial variable with another related financial variable. So financial variables are collected from financial statements such as profit and loss accounts and balance sheets. So all this information can be accessed from the accounts department. Ratio analysis also helps in the preparation of budget because different ratios act as a guide for determining budgeted figures for different activities. In our next video, we will going to discuss about the implementing in new product development. Thank you.